On May 12, 2026, CNN's Nick Patton-Walsh dropped a bombshell-like depth charge. Russian Shadow Fleet vessel vanished in the Mediterranean after unexplained explosions with 2 sailors missing forever. 60 nautical miles off Cartagena on December 23, 2024, Ursa Major listed hard to starboard, engine room gutted by 3 blasts, 14 survivors pulled from freezing waves as ship sank in under an hour. Russian narrative from Oboron Logistica and the Navy screamed terrorist attack within hours. They pointed fingers at unspecified enemies, yet refused to disclose true cargo or route for over 17 months. Spanish investigation quietly leaked through La Verdad in late December 2025 exposed the truth. Satellite images, manifests, and diver reports revealed a cargo manifest that was pure fiction, not headed to Vladivostok. MV Ursa Major was the perfect ghost heavy-lift vessel built in 2009. Reflagged under Russia's Shadow Fleet, it was owned by Defense Ministry Oboron Logistica, expert at dodging sanctions. This was not random. The vessel took an illogical Mediterranean detour from St. Petersburg. It avoided the safer northern sea route as if hiding from prying satellite eyes in NATO backyard. Blue-topped objects on the stern in pre-sinking photos held the real secret. Spanish authorities later confirmed 2 massive 65-ton steel casings for VM-4SG nuclear submarine reactors. Imagine the captain Igor Anisimov telling rescuers he was unsure if reactors contained fuel. Was this a lie by omission or genuine terror at what he was smuggling? Sources later admitted the reactors were Soviet-era designs from decommissioned Delta IV subs. This technology could give North Korea its first true nuclear-powered submarine reaching American shores. Timeline precision shows December 23, 2024 at 23:22 UTC at position 36 degrees north. It was international waters but within easy reach of Spanish patrol boats and NATO posts. 3 distinct explosions ripped through the engine room, creating a hull breach. Metal bent inward as if punched by something moving faster than sound underwater. 14 survivors huddled on Spanish rescue ships while 2 engineers were never found. Their bodies presumably remain trapped in the flooded reactor compartment 2,000 meters down. Spanish probe documents delivered the destination bombshell the captain believed it would divert. Not to Vladivostok, but straight to race on North Korea's secretive deep-water port where Kim engineers waited. 12 to 18 months of Russia-North Korea military barter set the stage. Pyongyang flooded Russia with millions of artillery shells and thousands of troops for Ukraine in exchange. Putin paid his debt with submarine reactor technology that could transform North Korea's diesel fleet. It would become a silent nuclear strike force capable of devastating reach. Former naval intelligence officers warned these exact VM-4SG units were the missing piece. They fit Kim recently unveiled 8,700-ton ballistic missile submarine perfectly. The ship was part of a larger convoy shadowed briefly by a Russian naval vessel. Yet it was left vulnerable exactly where Western forces could act without fingerprints. Seismic data from regional stations recorded underwater kinetic impacts right before explosions. This challenged the accident myth head-on, showing it was not internal mechanical failure. Ursa Major had evaded sanctions dozens of times before, according to 2025 reports. It ferried Iranian drones and sanctioned oil, making it ideal for forbidden cargo. What if the public has been lied to for 17 months about this incident? It was the single largest attempted nuclear proliferation event since the Cold War. CNN Fresh Questions teased the U.S. angle. Did American intelligence know the ship carried live nuclear technology across NATO's southern flank in plain sight? Spanish authorities sealed documents. Russia sent a spy ship to hover over the wreck. Western governments have stayed eerily silent, foreshadowing a massive cover-up. This was not just a ship sinking, but a high-stakes underwater chess move. It occurred in a shadow war that could rewrite nuclear terror balance in the Pacific. Real proof of deliberate sabotage, identities of those who struck, and predictions for next 12 months. All of this is only now coming into focus. Spanish forensic report from La Verdad delivered a shocking bombshell. 2 reactor housings were never listed on the manifest and disguised as Swiss construction cranes in Shadow Fleet deception. Physical evidence proved chilling in detail and precision. Hull breach dimensions matched a supercavitating torpedo, high-speed armor-piercing weapon with minimal explosive signature used by few state actors. Seismic and acoustic data cross-verified by independent analysts revealed the truth. The strike came from below, creating inward deformed metal exactly like a non-nuclear torpedo designed to disable, not destroy. Russian counter-narrative collapsed under its own weight and contradictions. Their Navy divers confirmed an act of terrorism but never explained the perfect alignment with known Western torpedo profile. Maritime security experts in 2025 provided crucial opinions. The attack was surgical, executed in international waters to maintain plausible deniability while stopping the cargo cold. North Korea unveiled its first nuclear submarine hull in late 2025. It suspiciously lacked advanced reactor performance Russia promised, suggesting the Ursa Major loss caused major delays. Leaked Spanish document known as Informe General 8059/24 Escora contained explosive intelligence chatter. Damage proved inconsistent with conventional torpedoes but textbook for supercavitating covert operations models. Popular YouTube channels like William Spannell and David Hookstead exploded in views. They racked up hundreds of thousands dissecting satellite imagery showing the ship listing before any reported explosion occurred. Reports from 2025 introduced the Ukrainian Special Forces angle. Their operations boasted successful Mediterranean interdictions fitting the pattern of striking Russian logistics targets effectively and repeatedly. Post-sinking, a Russian Yantar-class intelligence vessel appeared over the wreck site. It loitered for days, mapping everything, possibly recovering or destroying evidence before Spanish divers could investigate fully. Proliferation specialists delivered stark warnings about the strategic consequences of this loss. Without these reactors, North Korea faces years of reverse engineering setbacks, buying the West precious valuable time. Ukraine war quid pro quo timeline from November 2024 through May 2026 was crystal clear. North Korean troops fought in Kursk while reactors represented ultimate payment nearly delivered. CNN raised the serious question about prior American knowledge and awareness. Satellite overflights in SIGINT would have tracked the Shadow Fleet vessel, making official silence extremely suspicious and telling. This builds powerful momentum behind major conspiracy theories involving multiple nations. Was this a joint US-UK-Israel operation using a friendly submarine while NATO conveniently looked the other way? Shocking updates from 2026 reveal the wreck still sits untouched. No salvage attempt has been made, as if all parties agreed to let the evidence rust in peace. Sanctions evasion patterns over the past 18 months showed increased activity. Shadow Fleet incidents doubled, yet this specific cargo was deemed far too dangerous to allow safe passage. Picture the absolute panic that must have hit Pyongyang that night. When the crucial shipment never arrived, Kim scientists were forced back to square one on nuclear propulsion. Newsweek and maritime executive reports confirmed the reactor's true dangerous purpose. They were destined to accelerate North Korea's ability to threaten Guam and Hawaii with nuclear-tipped missiles underwater. The human cost cover-up runs disturbingly deep in this story. Those two missing crew members likely knew the true cargo, with their deaths conveniently erasing key witnesses. This shipment was part of a larger secret protocol between leaders. Putin and Kim signed it in 2024-2025, exchanging nuclear subtech for human wave attacks. Russian submarine reactor production lines were stripped bare to supply these units. This data proves how desperate Moscow had grown to repay its heavy debt to North Korea. Defense analysts reached strong consensus regarding the historical importance of this sinking. It represents the most successful covert counter-proliferation strike in modern history, yet stays buried in headlines. If governments are lying about this one ship, what else are they concealing? The full scale of the Russia-North Korea nuclear axis may be more dangerous than we know. The darkest theories, the most sinister players, and terrifying predictions this sinking allows us to make with precision. All of that is coming next in our fearless investigation. This was a Western Black Ops torpedo strike executed by a NATO submarine using supercavitating technology. They maintained total deniability while preventing a game-changing nuclear alliance between Russia and North Korea. The operation was greenlit at the highest levels of Western powers. Its goal was to stop Putin handing Kim the keys to a genuine sea-based nuclear deterrent. Even China refused to provide. Everything the public was told about an accidental sinking is now under serious question. Intelligence agencies manufactured this narrative to avoid admitting a shooting war is already underway beneath the waves. Ukrainian special forces, possibly assisted by US and UK technical experts, may have conducted the strike. They used a covert underwater drone or mini-sub, turning the Mediterranean into their hunting ground. The sinister cover-up has finally been exposed in clear daylight for all classified key documents, while CNN report today is the first crack after 17 months of enforced silence. This incident fits a much broader and dangerous proutings and cable cuts in the Black Sea and Baltic, all denied yet clearly point to invisible naval conflict. The hidden agenda is far more shocking than simple submarine propulsion technology. These reactors were the first step toward North Korea fielding nuclear-powered aircraft carriers or floating power plants for military bases. Every detail we now know from Spanish leaks and the latest CNN reporting matches perfectly. It aligns exactly with what independent analysts predicted would happen if the Russia-North Korea deal had gone live. Within the next 6 months, Russia will likely attempt another covert reactor shipment. This time, they will route it overland by rail through China, forcing Kim to accelerate risky indigenous testing. North Korea will retaliate with escalated cyber attacks or proxy operations against Western shipping. This will trigger a new phase of Shadow Fleet losses the public will be told are simple accidents. This incident proves the West has drawn a firm red line against nuclear submarine technology transfer. It sets the stage for possible direct confrontation if Putin attempts another delivery near the Korean Peninsula. Intelligence not only knew about the dangerous shipment, but likely helped coordinate the interdiction. They used the sinking as a strong message to both Moscow and Pyongyang that their alliance has clear limits. The governments you trust have secretly been running an underwater war for years now. They control who receives nuclear submarine power while pretending that diplomacy and international norms still matter in this conflict. Korea's submarine development program stalled exactly as predicted after the Ursa Major sinking. This development bought the West precious time before the next inevitable technological breakthrough in their nuclear ambitions. A Russian spy vessel carefully mapping the wreck site adds one final conspiracy layer. It proves Moscow knows the ship was deliberately targeted and is preparing countermeasures that could ignite a wider Pacific arms race. This single event follows the exact historical pattern of past covert interdictions in naval history. Like the 1980s submarine technology denials, it confirms our model of hidden escalation with terrifying accuracy. The next reactor shipment or retaliatory strike is already in motion as we speak. This channel will expose it long before the mainstream media finally admits what is truly happening behind closed doors. Everything the public has been told about peaceful alliances and simple accidental sinkings is crumbling fast. The real war is happening right now beneath the surface in complete darkness and total silence. By late 2026, North Korea will either launch a reactor-equipped submarine successfully, or Russia will risk sending an even larger shipment, forcing the West into a terrible choice between war and proliferation. The Ursa Major sinking provides us with the perfect predictive template moving forward. Hull breaches, denied cargoes, and media blackouts allow us to forecast every move in this deadly game with terrifying accuracy. 3 governments, along with intelligence agencies and shipping registries, all conspired in secret. They worked together to keep you in the dark until CNN finally cracked the door open today. The next chapter of this dangerous story is already written in classified cables and satellite tracks. Beyond Headlines will be the first to read it aloud and expose the full truth to you. If this investigation shook you, then smash the like button right now and subscribe. Turn on notifications because the next Shadow Fleet ghost ship is already sailing somewhere at sea. This is Beyond Headlines, where the stories they bury become the truths that predict tomorrow nightmares. Stay vigilant. The water is far deeper and darker than they want you to believe.